Hello and welcome to Beginning Radio Production. Today's lesson, we're going to be going through production planning. This course is fully asynchronous online, so make sure that you do go through and check on Module 0 and 1. I am Angelo Ford, your professor. Welcome to the course. If you need to get a hold of me, the best way is directly in Canvas at the inbox. You can send me a message there, or you can email me at aford13@pasadena.edu. I usually respond within 48 hours, and so that is the best way to get a hold of me if you do need me. This week, we're going to be going through this lecture, and then I have an exercise for you in the Canvas module to take a look at. For production planning, we're looking at the ideas, the goals, and the objective of what you're going to do with your project. When we're doing that, we want to make sure that we have a thorough understanding of our target audience. We'll make an outline of our project and pay particular attention to the format, structure, and style of what it is that we're going to be applying. We want to make sure that we're using our tools and talents that we have available to us as finding anything else that we might need to make the production whole. We're going to take a look at scheduling, budget, and promotion as we're going through this lecture as well. Some of the key words to think about are sound waves, frequency, amplitude, velocity, wavelength, acoustical phase, sound envelope, compression, reverb, sound, what is sound, and then decibels, which we measure in hertz. Why do we study audio? One of the critical elements of the reasons what we look at audio is it's used so much in radio, television, and film. Have you ever watched a scary movie with the sound turned off? Poor audio is the number one element that can destroy any production. A scary movie with the sound off, not scary at all. The audio makes such an important contribution when we're listening to television, film, and radio. The careers that are available to you, there's a wide variety of stable employment in the audio sector and entertainment. Radio still has plenty of opportunity left in it. It is, it's pulled back in modern times, but it's also expanded in other ways when we look at things like podcasting and digital radio online, like satellite radio. And then, of course, the accessibility. There's so much access to audio production today, more than there ever has been in the past, particularly with tools like Audacity that we're going to look at in this module as well. Anybody can start a podcast on almost zero budget, and many aspects of audio production can be studied independently on your smartphone even. When we're talking about the production planning process, there's 5 stages of production that I want you to think about, with the first being development, then pre-production, production, post-production, and then finally distribution. Looking at a production planning overview, the first thing that we do, like I said, is define the purpose and target of our actual audio production. What is the goal of it? Where is it going to go? Is it going to play on the radio? Is it a podcast? Is it going to be put on the internet? What's the intended purpose of what we're doing? Then once we have the idea of the purpose, we develop the concept and outline. We gather and organize content. We determine the format and structure. We look at selecting and booking talent if necessary. If you're not going to be the talent yourself, who's going to be the host, the guest narrators, any guest actors? Is somebody going to need to be recruited or scheduled? Sourcing any equipment and resources that you might need, coming up with a timeline and a schedule, and then allocating a budget as necessary, and then finally promoting and marketing the production so that you can get the word out there. When we're talking about the goals and objectives, the core of why it is that we're planning, we need to understand why we're creating this audio project. Where is it going to play? Who's going to listen to it? When are they going to listen to it? Consider all of these answers and more. There's a list of questions in the Canvas module to consider the answers to when you're going to kind of define your audience and figure out, what that audience looks like. You want to match the marketing objective to what it is that your digital channel is hoping to get out of it. Say, for instance, brand awareness, or social engagement, website traffic, or lead generation. Key element that really differentiate your project from somebody else's is the element of style. What effect of style are you going to have on the radio production? Is it intended for a local or a global audience? That's really going to have a big impact on the style of your project. Is it commercial or is it nonprofit? Is it serious? Is it humorous? Is it provocative? What are some of these different elements and how do they affect what it is that you're going to apply to your project? Your choice of format that you need to consider, is it going to be a licensed broadcast that you're going to put out onto the radio? Is it going to be a podcast? Are you going to put it onto TikTok or some other social channel like YouTube or Cappuccino? All of these different concepts of the formats that are available to us today with audio production. That really need to think about where our projects are going to go. We need to think about the trends that affect it. What kind of genre do you specifically want to consider for your project? Going beyond genre, think about the female gaze, and intersectionality between something like action sci-fi or documentary western. Not just one genre in particular, but how do these genres intersect with one another? And how does your project adapt to these trends that are out there today? You want to think about the archetype if your main character. If you do have like a podcast where you're doing a story or you're doing a radio story, what type of character do you have in your story? How do they apply to the archetypes that are available within storytelling structure? You always want to come up with a script for your project. A simple 2-column script will easily do, where you have the audio cues on the left and what you're actually going to say on the right. This is really good to do, and you can find multiple templates like these online. Just do a search for a 2-column script, really easy to find. I do have a link here in the lecture for anybody that wants to use the one that I have here that you can do a sample rundown sheet with. When we're looking for research sources, we want to check various websites, blogs, class lectures, work with other classmates, look in magazines, and then, of course, research in books. There's so much information out there that you can find, particularly on really great websites like Premium Beat and Studio Binder. Lots of information for you available with audio resources. That's it for today. Quick run through. I want you to familiarize yourself with Canvas. Go through Module 0 and Module 1. There is a discussion for you to contribute to in the Canvas section, and then you'll be good to go. For next class, we're going to be looking at audio recording. Have a great day.